You know, if you were to crack open pretty much any electronic device you own, you'd find dozens, maybe even hundreds of these tiny little components with stripes on them. They are, without a doubt, the unsung heroes of every circuit, but most of us have no clue what they actually do. Well, today we're going to fix that. So let's start with a bit of a mystery. Have you ever wondered why some electronics just give up? You know, they pop, they spark, maybe even let out a little puff of smoke, while others just keep on working perfectly for years and years. The answer, believe it or not, almost always comes down to how well the electricity inside is being managed. In that management, that control is the job of these little guys, resistors. They are literally everywhere, in your phone, your laptop, your TV. But what are they doing in there? And what's the deal with all those colored stripes? To really get what a resistor does, we first have to understand the problem it's built to solve. We need to see what happens when you have unchecked current, when electricity is just allowed to run wild. Okay, here's a classic example, and maybe some of you have even made this mistake yourselves. You take a simple little LED, a light-emitting diode, and you hook it up directly to a 9-volt battery. What happens? Poof! You get a super bright flash, a sad little wisp of smoke, and a very, very dead LED. So, what's actually happening there? Well, to put it simply, that battery is trying to force an enormous flood of electrons, that's our electrical current, through the tiny, delicate wire inside the LED. That little wire just can't handle the traffic. It overheats and burns out in a fraction of a second. And this is where our hero component makes its grand entrance. The solution is the resistor, a device designed for one specific purpose: to tame that wild flow of electrons. So what is resistance really? Well, electrical resistance is basically a measure of how much something opposes the flow of current in a circuit. You can almost think of it as friction, but for electricity. And we measure it in a unit called the ohm, which we represent with the Greek letter omega. You know, the absolute best way to visualize this is with the classic water pipe analogy. Imagine your electric current is like water flowing through a pipe. The voltage is the water pressure pushing it along. A resistor? Well, that's like putting a kink or a narrow section in the pipe. It doesn't stop the water completely, but it definitely restricts how much can get through. Now, this brings up a really common misconception. A resistor isn't just a speed bump that slows down electrons right at one spot. It actually affects the entire circuit at once. As one source perfectly puts it, it acts more like a traffic jam, restricting how many electrons can flow through the whole loop. It keeps the flow safe and steady for everybody. Okay, but if you're restricting all that energy, where does it go? It can't just disappear, right? Well, it doesn't. Just like how friction creates heat when you rub your hands together, this electrical opposition converts that electrical energy into heat. We call it power dissipation, and it's exactly why resistors can get pretty warm when they're working hard. All right, so we've got the concept down. We get the idea of resistance. Now let's look at the science that makes this all predictable. This is the rule book for circuits, and it's all governed by a beautifully simple little formula known as Ohm's law. And here it is. This is the big one. Ohm's law states that voltage is equal to current multiplied by resistance. V equals I times R. This simple, fundamental relationship shows us exactly how these three things are connected. Honestly, it's the formula you'll use more than any other in electronics. And hey, if you're ever in a pinch and can't remember how to rearrange the formula, we've all been there, there's this brilliant little visual trick called the Ohm's law triangle. You just cover up the thing you're trying to find. Want to find the current? I. Cover it up and look what's left. Voltage over resistance. It's that easy. So let's put this into practice. Remember that poor LED we fried earlier? Let's go back and save it. Using Ohm's law, we can calculate exactly what we need. To keep the current at a safe level, say 0.02 amps, with our 9-volt battery, a quick calculation tells us we need a 450 ohm resistor. Boom, problem solved. Okay, that's awesome in theory, but what happens when you're looking at a whole pile of these things on your workbench? How in the world do you find the 450 ohm one? Well, that's where you need a very practical skill, learning how to decode those stripes. It's actually a pretty straightforward system once you get the hang of it. Let's take a 100 ohm resistor, for example. That first band is brown, which gives us our first digit, 1. The second band is black, that's a 0, so now we have 10. The third band, brown again, is our multiplier, which means times 10. So 10 times 10 gives us 100 ohms. And that last gold band, that just tells us its precision.
or tolerance, which is plus or minus 5%.
And here you go. This is the cheat sheet. This chart is basically the Rosetta Stone for resistors. It maps every color to its number and its multiplier. With this, you have the key to unlock the value of just about any standard resistor you're ever going to find. But, just protecting LEDs is really only scratching the surface. Resistors do so much more than that. To really appreciate them, you have to look at the bigger picture and all the different roles they can play. For instance, you have your standard fixed resistors that just have one unchanging value. But then you have variable resistors, like the volume knob on an old stereo. And things get really interesting with sensing resistors, like thermistors, which actually change their resistance based on temperature. They're perfect for things like digital thermometers. And we can't forget another absolutely critical application, the voltage divider. By using two resistors together in a specific way, you can take a big voltage from your power source and divide it down into a smaller, more precise voltage that a sensitive microchip might need. It's a fundamental trick in almost every circuit design. So there you have it, the humble resistor, a tiny, simple component that does just one thing. It resists the flow of electricity. And yet, that one simple job is what makes virtually all of our modern technology possible. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other simple, brilliant inventions are out there, just hiding in plain sight, quietly making our entire world work?